The college recruiting process through Goffman's lens. The college recruiting process can be a daunting task for the student athlete and parents alike. With so many factors to consider, many will ask, where do I start? Every week I engage in conversations with recruits and their parents, and there seems to be an overall sense of uncertainty on how to get the process started. I always make it clear that this decision is not only critical to the 4 years of college, but it is one that can shape the next 40 years of their life. Visiting college campuses will give the student athlete a sense of what they're looking for in terms of campus size, location, and just overall feel. Are you looking for picturesque views of the mountains, or would being downtown in a city suit your personality better? Are you looking for a big school that offers lots of social interactions? Or does a small school setting, so you can get to know your professors, resonate with you more? One should always consider the academic component before the athletic program. Many young athletes may already know what majors they wish to pursue in college, but if they don't, then it is crucial they choose a school with a wide range of options. The type of school can also be a huge consideration. Both public and private schools have their pros and cons. When it comes to tuition, public schools are less expensive because of government assistance and in-state tuition, along with school scholarships. Private schools have higher price tags, but there are funds available through private grants and scholarships that can offset cost. Society tends to associate greater prestige to private colleges, due in part to lower acceptance rates, which enhances their reputation as being the best. Kicking off the athletic portion of the decision, we start with a desire to win. Make no mistake about it, every athlete wants to go to the best team with the best facilities, and they'll be analyzing the team's rankings throughout the recruiting process. So I asked current athletes if they thought the NCAA Division I was the only answer at the start of their recruiting process.
Growing up, that's what I've been told is, you're not as good of a player if you play anything lower than Division I. So I always thought I'd only play for a Division I school.
Having little brothers, I feel like they definitely challenge you and are like, oh, it's like D1 or nothing, like you better, do big things. So a lot of people get caught up in the whole D1 label, and I was really proud of that at the time. And just going to a big D1 school, you have big sporting events.
Well, you heard it from the girls themselves. Division I is the only way to go, right? Not quite. While Division I institutions typically have the largest enrollment and make the greatest financial contribution to athletics, Division II schools also award athletic aid and focus on life in the balance. They have a more well-rounded experience because their commitment doesn't have to be year-round. Division III is the NCAA's largest division with nearly 450 small to medium-sized schools. Division III requires the least commitment in terms of time, so playing multiple sports and studying abroad are positive elements of being a Division III athlete. While they don't give out athletic scholarships per se, 80% of Division III athletes receive grants and other aid, so can make education affordable. Now that we have laid out some of the factors that go into the college recruiting process from both an academic and athletic standpoint, it's time to get the show on the road. Showcasing your talents in front of college coaches and finding the right environment where you can be seen by the most schools is an important starting point. They say that first impressions are crucial, right? So that first contact with a coach, and more importantly, how you present yourself to them, is where we start to consider the role that society plays in the process. Sociologist Irving Goffman encouraged us to view society through the everyday interactions we have with people. He wanted us to see how the micro influences the macro. how simple everyday interactions can influence social structures and society in general. Goffman's social action theory states that human behavior depends on personal interactions and relationships, and therefore we're all immersed in what he considered impression management. Essentially, we influence other people's interpretation of us by controlling the image they see. Goffman's dramaturgical perspective discussed how we have front stage and backstage behaviors. He talked about how front stage was a production of the self. We only show others what we want them to see, or what society wants from us. We project an image of strong, confident behavior that we deem society to accept. And we project this image across all forms of social media. We wear many masks in our social settings, and we choose which mask to wear based on the situation we are in and the role we wish to play.
Around my friends and peers, I would always try to obviously, reach what they expected from me, and definitely open up more and kind of just, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times I was trying to meet other people's standards rather than my own, and
I think nowadays, people project their life throughout all different means, like social media. So it's, if you play at a good school and you get a lot of playing time and you're winning awards, a lot of people like to put that out there so they can get a lot of praise from peers, from parents, from coaches, and just our culture that's centralized on athletics. We praise athletes, so people crave that naturally.